Hello again, everyone. I'm Sheriff Mark Hackel. Just want to bring to your attention some of the concerns we're having within law enforcement in regards to computer crimes. Computer crimes has been one of the fastest growing concerns we have seen in law enforcement, and a non-traditional, method or sense of law enforcement. We have been working within Macomb County with our own unit. It's called MACE, Macomb Area Computer Enforcement Team. We have 5 people that are assigned to this unit, working alongside the FBI and trying to deal with the many issues that face us in regards to computer crimes. Most of us hear about the child pornography and the concerns in that area, which is, again, one of the biggest concerns we have as far as the graphic nature and the vulnerability of these children and what people are doing to prey on them. But the concerns that we're seeing as far as the numbers of complaints usually deal with identity theft and fraud. But I just want to bring to your attention some of these issues and concerns that we're seeing and how it's not just something that people hear about in other areas. It's something that's happening here in our own neighborhoods, in our own backyards. In particular, we just recently had a situation that happened up in Bruce Township. It was an individual that was a homeowner. He lived across the street from a 10-year-old girl. And something that we had not seen yet before, but now all of a sudden has been brought to our attention as a concern. The parents had identified some kind of a remote camera in the bathroom where the little girl actually utilizes. This is a 10-year-old girl who would shower in that bathroom and use that facilities as her own, and to find out that there was this hidden camera actually up above the door in the bathroom. Well, for some reason, they went into the bathroom, recognized this, and called us immediately. The deputies that responded saw it, found it to be very unusual, and immediately there was indication that the neighbor had had an interest in a 10-year-old girl, this being a 39-year-old neighbor who lived across the street, directly across the street. So what the officer did was walk over to the home, knock on the door, and talk to this individual. And just by very casual conversation, the individual indicated that he knew why the officers were there. And when the officer asked why, he said, probably because I have an infatuation with the 10-year-old girl across the street, and I placed a camera in her bathroom. Well, knowing that we had this information, we had to follow through and make a determination as to what else he might have done or what he had into that home. When they served some search warrants on the actual home, they were able to identify his collection of pornography, which was one of the most extensive these officers have seen in the 8 years that they've been in business. They also were able to make a determination that there were several CDs that actually had video footage of this little girl. Now, we're checking out to make a determination if it actually hit the internet. We don't believe that to be the case. We think he had it as part of his own collection. But this remote camera actually worked from the home across the street into this guy's home, and apparently he did it through his television. And the technology that's out there and available right now has really caused us some problems. Technology is a good thing. It does help us and resolve many crimes, but unfortunately with this technology we're finding that criminals are acting in different ways and are more brazen about what they're doing in society, and in particular with how they're treating our children. You'll note there's going to be a graphic that's going to be put up on the screen here. And in this graphic, you'll see these little red boxes. These red boxes are new technology that we're engaging in as law enforcement to identify people that are actually sharing information regarding child pornography. Well, in each one of these graphics that's kind of thrown out throughout the state, you'll notice within a 30-day period, we've been able to identify over 9,000 IP addresses within a 30-day period that have actually been individuals engaged in sharing child pornography. And child pornography is against the law, obviously, but for the most part, this is a very intense effort on behalf of law enforcement to try to identify, resolve, and work a case up on somebody who's actually engaged in this. But if you take a look at that graphic and you start to think, over 9,000 within a 30-day period, a unit such as the 5 people we have currently assigned in law enforcement to deal with the multitude of issues dealing with computer crimes, identity theft, fraud, harassment, and yet now just one issue we're talking about here, dealing with child pornography, over 9,000 incidents or situations that are happening. It's very unfortunate, but the reality is this isn't something that's happening overseas. It's not happening somewhere else. These are issues or concerns that we're facing here in our own backyards. We as the Sheriff's Department have a computer crimes unit. We're actively engaged in trying to identify people that are out there trying to prey on our children. We're going to continue to do that. But we need your support from the public that if you notice, recognize, or sense that somebody's got some problems as far as their interest in little children, or they're trading or sharing information of a graphic content dealing with pornography, we need to know that. It's very unfortunate that this little girl had to go through a situation such as this without knowing that there was somebody that was attempting to prey on her. And parents, you need to be concerned about who has an interest in your children and identify those interests to keep your children safe. So once again, we appreciate the support of the public and understand that we at the Sheriff's Department will continue to try to work for you. Thank you very much for your time and again, your continued effort in supporting us and helping you. Thank you very much.